Brian.
And I'm Logan. And this is Tops.
Sup?
And this is Bottoms. And this is Trouble. Sup? Avocado. What? Where's the deck? Dad? Where's the deck?
Oh, the deck actually is in this brand new Imperium deck box that they just sent us. This thing is freaking sweet. So not only does it have a slide out dice tray so that you don't lose any of your dice, it's magnetized also. So it's not coming out. It's really, really cool.
You can throw this against a wall.
I love the fact that it has the dark logo on it, and obviously some of our favorite decks have a lot of the dark attribute in it. It has the Imperium logo on the inside. Once again, everything is magnetized so you're not losing anything, and it holds one of the best decks of all time, which is zombies. This deck is super duper fun. And today we're going to be showcasing a SHADDOLL zombie variant. So what I really like about this deck box is that if you are playing more than 40, which we are actually doing in this specific variant of the deck, you can not only fit your main deck, your extra deck, and your side deck, but you also have room to play additional cards, like 60 if you're into a 60 card variant.
Nice and thick.
What I really like about this deck box is it's just super versatile. Nobody is getting into this. It's super safe in all your backpacks, or if you just want to carry it around, it's really, really durable.
It's also just really pretty and purple,
Yeah,
and it's very fitting.
Look at this logo. Like, that, the detail on this logo, that's insane. So, like, highly, highly recommend this. As soon as organized and competitive play starts up, you guys better make sure you have one of these.
And you can use the code CrushCards10 for 10% off your whole order, which is pretty darn neat. So, you're welcome.
I think they want to see the actual deck now. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, swoosh.
Hi, team. Happy Friday, my frightening fusions. How are you feeling today? It's Friday.
Gotcha.
In case you guys are new to the channel or haven't been following along, that's okay. Hi, welcome. We're Brian, Logan, and a bunch of alpacas. We're Crush Cards. And all month, we're doing a special series called Boo-Gi-Oh, where we do scary, frightening-themed Yu-Gi-Oh stuff all month. Whether it's lore, whether it's deck profiles, whether it's fun stuff, we got a lot going on. It's going to happen through Halloween, so feel free to stick around if you want some spooky stuff. And today we're covering a deck that has been long requested for an update, and that's SHADDOLL Zombie, or Zombie SHADDOLL, or whatever variation you want to call it. You guys really wanted this to be updated.
This is one of those really, really interesting variants of the deck. It's not really a combo-centric deck, but it's not really a control deck either. It's kind of like a mid-range deck. I definitely don't think you could put this in like the tier 1 or even tier 2 category.
Absolutely not.
This is more like rogue, not really competitive, not really casual. It's really hard to like label this deck, especially in the current metagame right now, because every deck is just absolutely overpowering in the top tiers. This is a blind second deck, which is always an uphill battle, especially in metagames like these. We've tried to build this to be the most competitive version of the deck that it can be, but just the fact that it's zombies and SHADDOLLs, it does run a lot of inherent bricks, but it's still a really fun deck. A lot of you guys have been asking for an update, so we figured we would bring it to you. Before we get into this deck, if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down and hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like, and comment which variant of zombies you guys like playing the most. And while you're down there, feel free to check out all of our social media links. We have Instagram, Discord, and Patreon. So before we get into the card by card, we know that October is kind of a bland month because there's not really a lot going on. However, coming up in November, there are multiple set releases.
And don't forget, if you guys missed it, really cool news, if you need any Yu-Gi-Oh products at all, whether you're pre-ordering or just ordering, we have a product sponsor now. It's Big 3 Deals, and you can get literally anything, whether it's product that's out now, whether it's products that's coming out, whether it's Blazing Vortex, Phantom Rage. You can order it right now through Big 3 Deals in the description box down below and use the code CrushCards10 to get some of the most competitive prices on the market, if not better. You're welcome.
Alright, now let's get into the card by card. So beginning with our starter cards, we are playing double copies of Shiranui Solitaire. I honestly hate this card. This is my least favorite card in every single zombie deck, but I feel like it's kind of necessary in this deck, and we'll get into that when we get into some of the later card choices, but this card can bait out negates. It's really, really easy to proc some of your opponent's monster effects, but what Solitaire does is you can tribute one zombie monster, typically itself, and then special summon a zombie tuner directly from your deck with 0 defense. This is basically your 4th and 5th copy of Zombie.
Side note, I just saw that like Solitaire is just kind of standing in like this burning forest kind of thing, and it's ironic because, you know, Ash is a fire monster and she's burning down this forest because she's never gonna let Solitaire resolve. So I just think that's really poetic.
Oof. And then obviously the best starter card in the entire deck is triple copies of Zombie. Not only is it a tuner, not only is it a dark, it can manipulate levels, it can Foolish Burial any zombie monster directly from your deck to your graveyard, and it can discard a card from your hand to the graveyard. This triggers half of your card effects in your hand. It can set up your Zombie World play, it can set up your Doom King play, and it can set up your Needle Fiber play. Like, this is literally the best card in the entire deck. Then we're only playing double copies of Mizuki. This is not a pure zombie or like a combo zombie build, so you're not trying to extend with this as much as possible. You have multiple ways to send this to your graveyard, be it your Unizombie or your Shaddol Fusion or Foolish Burial or any of those other effects. This card is just super easy to get into your graveyard, so we don't need to max out on it. Mizuki is a not hard once per turn monster reborn, as you can banish it and then special summon any zombie monster from your graveyard back to your side of the field. And then we have our Necroworld Banshee. We're playing Banshee at 2. Banshee is just really insane in the deck. Banshee is a quick effect to banish itself from either the field or graveyard to activate Zombie World. Once again, not really the combo-centric version of the deck. You don't really rely on Zombie World all that much, so you can afford to play Banshee at 2. It's also good to note that when Banshee is face up on the field and Zombie World is also on the field, Zombie World cannot be destroyed.
She's also best girl, so in case you forgot. Best girl Banshee.
And then to round out for the zombie engine, we are playing the 1 copy of Glow Up Bloom and then the 1 copy of Doom King. Glow Up Bloom is the tuner in which you're trying to summon off of your Needle Fiber more times than not. And then Doom King is the monster that you will obviously grab off of your Bloom. If Zombie World is face up on the field, you get to special summon Doom King directly from your deck, or if it's not, you still get to add it to your hand. And then Doom King, once again, best boss monster ever printed out of a structure deck. It's 2 interruptions on either player's turn. As long as a zombie monster activates its effect anywhere, hand, field, or graveyard, you can chain to negate it or chain to banish any monster on the field or either player's graveyard.
My name's OCT. I don't matter. I'm not good.
You're not. Sorry, bud. But you're triples, though, so you do matter. Good job, bud. And then it's also really good to note that the reason we're playing Doom King at 1 is because when Zombie World or any face-up field spell is on the field, Doom King will special summon himself from the graveyard every single standby phase, yours and your opponent's.
That's so thoughtful of him. Always standing by you, you know.
And then moving off into our Shaddol package, we're playing the 1 copy of Shaddol Wendy, or Rest Shaddol Wendy, the 1 copy of Shaddol Dragon, the 1 Shaddol Beast, and then the 1 copy Performage Trick Clown. These are kind of all bricks in the deck. You don't really want to draw them.
But God knows you always will.
Always will draw these cards. And you also draw the 1 copy of Doom King. But what these cards do, for anyone who doesn't know, is Trick Clown, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points and then special summon this card. And then Beast, when it's flipped up, you get to draw 2 cards and then discard a card, or if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you just draw 1 card. Shaddol Dragon, if it's flipped, it's a compulse, or if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to pop a spell and trap on the field. And then Rest Shaddol Wendy is probably the best Shaddol card because when it's sent to the graveyard or flipped face up, you special summon a Shaddol monster from your deck. And this just kind of unlocks your entire Shaddol engine and allows you to play for free.
And then for some scary extenders in the deck, we've got the dangers. We've got a moth, we've got a bunny with antlers, we've got a fat snake, we've got a big old thick Nessie, and then we got a guy with big feet, but he's really got big hands. It's the dangers, yay!
Yeah, these cards are all just extenders in the deck. They allow you to draw cards, and a lot of them, if they're hit, allow you to get other things out of your hand into the graveyard. So they're pseudo extenders, they're primary extenders, and they're draw power. Like, these cards are just really good.
And they're just really perfect. And by the way, spoiler alert, I may or may not be doing some lore on these guys in the next few days, so keep your eyes peeled for some danger. And then moving on to the best hand trap in the game right now, it's Gamma and the Driver.
As a deck that blinds second, you want to be able to stop your opponent and just end their turn sometimes before they're able to set up a board. So this is the best hand trap. We are playing this in Imperium, spoiler alert, and then the next card is also a really good card that allows us to go second, but you can play any other hand trap that you feel is more impactful, but Gamma I think has the highest ceiling and just has the highest impact.
I hate to say it, but this isn't a budget deck, guys. We're playing 3 triple tactics talent.
Yeah, this card is just really good, especially when they negate your Solitaire. You can just tactics talent and draw 2 cards, take one of their monsters, or rip a card out of their hand, or if they negate anything else via monster effect in the main phase, you literally just get anything that you want out of this card. This card is just so freaking busted in the game, and being the fact that this deck blinds second, your opponent is bound to interact with you during your main phase at least once, so this card is almost guaranteed to always resolve.
Facts. Tactics. I guess it wouldn't really be a Shaddol deck if we weren't playing Shaddol Fusion, but, you know, this is arguably one of the best cards in the deck.
It just unlocks your entire Shaddol engine, and once again, going second, it really benefits off of your opponent having extra deck monsters on the field, because once they do, you can just fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using cards from your hand, field, or deck. So, like, this card just gets you anything you need. It can access some of your zombie engine if you need to send some of your earth stuff, if you need to send some dark stuff, or it can just access the entire Shaddol engine by sending your Performance Trick Clown to send light and then another Shaddol monster. You typically want this card to resolve, so this should not be the first thing that you activate. You should always try to bait a negate or 2 and then make sure that this card can always go through.
And then rounding out the fusions in the deck, we're playing 2 Super Poly. We obviously max out Shaddol Fusion instead of this card because this is a Shaddol deck and you want to max out on your Shaddol cards. And Super Poly is kind of just like a brick. You don't really need 3, and with the draw power in the deck, you definitely don't need 3 because you don't want to open like Super Poly and Shaddol Fusion. It just gets too convoluted. You don't need it. 2 is totally fine.
The deck is at 41 right now. If you want wanted to play it at 42, you could definitely play this card at 3, but in testing, all of the fusion cards and just the spell cards in general are kind of bricky because the more spell cards you see, the less engine pieces and starter cards you see. So you might be able to resolve Super Poly, but if you have too many bricks in your hand because this deck already runs too many with all the SHADDOLL engine, all the other things in the deck, if Super Poly is the only thing you can resolve, you're probably still not going to win the game regardless. And then we were playing the double copy of Zombie World. This card is super duper great. I mean, obviously we only played it 2 because it's not a combo deck. You don't always rely on this card. We're playing Super Poly at 2, so you don't need to resolve this card all the time. This card just allows you to get Doom King access. That's really all it is. This deck is built to try to just break your opponent's board and then go in and kill them ASAP. You do not need Zombie World to do that, but it doesn't hurt. So playing this at 2, Banshee at 2, Unizombie at 3, Foolish Burial at 1, spoiler, and then Solitaire at 2, you play more than enough copies of Zombie World. And then for our power 1-ofs, we are playing the 1 copy of Foolish Burial, as we just said, the 1 copy of Emergency Teleport, and then the 1 Mind Control. Foolish Burial obviously just gets you access from anything out of your deck to your graveyard. Emergency Teleport can get you access to your Gamma if you've already used it, or if you just need it out of the deck to get a tuner or any other extender. And then Mind Control is a really good card going second because it can just bait negates and just take your opponent's stuff. And then to round out for our traps, we are playing 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, and then the 1 copy of SHADDOLL Fusion. This is the 41st card in the deck. You can opt to play the SHADDOLL Schism, but this deck does try to blind second, so playing a going first card is more of a side deck option. Side decks will be on Patreon if y'all are interested. Feel free, the links are in the description box down below. But Imperm is just a really, really good card because it can just function going first or second. But let's get into the extra deck.
Boo!
No.
Coming into my lap.
And then obviously going into the extra deck, we are playing a ton of fusion monsters, so we are playing the 1 copy of Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep is just an extender because if you do summon a fusion monster while a monster is in this card's arrow, you get to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard back to your side of the field. We're playing the 1 copy of Vampire Sucker because it's just super duper generic, 2 zombie monsters, and it draws you a card when a zombie monster is special summoned back from the graveyard. Everybody's favorite card.
Ah! Soup!
You don't have to play this card. You honestly can cut it for anything else, but this card is very, very good in every single zombie deck because it does just get you access to Bloom, which gets you access to Doom King. We are not playing the Link Cross version, so what's cool is you can go Needle Fiber, get the Bloom, and then make your Unicorn, banish the Bloom, get your Doom King, spin a card, and then you have a Doom King negate also, which is really, really good. That's why we play the Unicorn. We are not playing IP, but this just helps you go second to clear boards.
Borosword!
Wow, there he is. We're playing 1 Xyz monster. It is the copy of Dragaris the Timeless, because if you are able to summon this underneath your Cross Sheep arrow, you get a couple additional effects. Doesn't come up often, but if you can't make Borosword, you can detach 2 materials from this card and then double the attack of 1 monster that you control, or you can draw 2 cards and then discard 1 just to try to dig through your deck to see things faster.
He's basically just a do more card.
Yeah.
He's good.
It's just utility. Card. And then real quick for our Super Poly targets, we are playing the 1 copy of Mud Dragon of the Swamp, the 1 copy of Earth Golem at Ignister, the 1 Dragon Knight Draco Equiste, or Equiste, or however you pronounce it, the 1 Starving Venom, and then the 1 copy of Dragon Necro Nethersoul Dragon. All these cards are just super free. We do play the Super Poly variant. So playing 5 targets, you could argue that you want to play Super Poly at 3, but it is still really, really bricky. These cards just allow you to get some cards off your opponent's field, hopefully get some stuff into your graveyard by discarding them, and then continue on with your play to try to break your opponent's board and kill them right there. And then moving off into our SHADDOLL package, we are rounding out our extra deck with the 1 copy of the El SHADDOLL App Cologne, and then the 1 copy of El SHADDOLL Winda, the 1 copy of El SHADDOLL Shekanaga, and then our 1 new ulti.
Look at her! It's Ultimate Rare Construct. Oh my god. If you guys didn't see our 20K Ultimate opening, doink! You should watch it because it's absolutely amazing, and we literally opened a lot of ultis and a Starlight maybe on camera, and it was really cool and amazing. Thank you, Zach/Madolce, and everyone who sent us stuff. Love you. Kisses. Holy crap.
These cards just unlock your SHADDOLL engine, allow you to get a lot of things out of your deck into the graveyard, and just have so many utility functions within the deck. And with all that being said, let's get right into a test hand and try to demonstrate what this deck can do. So while we shuffle, we do just want to throw a quick disclaimer out there that these blind second decks are really hard to demonstrate exactly the potential and like the ceiling that they have, because it does rely on a lot of interaction from your opponent. So just kind of imagine what this deck could do. We are just going to draw 6 cards and showcase what this deck's potential could be.
Yeah, I don't think you really need us to sit here and Dragon Link full combo for 15 minutes for you guys, so just kind of thank us for the fact that we're not going to do that, and just use your imagination and think about how fun it would be sitting there doing that and what you'll do next.
Alright, opponent, you want to do a little cut for me?
Oh, yep, nay. I'm a pony. That's what I always am.
Sweet. All right, I'll see first. Banshee, Jackalope, Trick Clown, Super Pally, and an Imperium. And then going second, we will see. So obviously you could have used the impermanence on your opponent's turn, or you could just use it now. So let's just say we do that, right? We have like something on our opponent's field that's a problem. We'll impermanent, get it out of the way. That's already one interruption we don't have to worry about. And then we can just activate the Super Poly because we want to just clear another card or 2 cards off their field. We will discard the Banshee. And let's just say it's super generic. So we'll just summon our Starving Venom. It can be anything from your extra deck that's a Super Volley target, but this is just the most generic. So with that being said, we're going to activate our E-Telly right now. E-Telly will special summon our Gamma directly from our deck. So now we can activate our Jackalope here. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh, dice time. All right, buttons, ready, button, guys, use dice. We're rolling. Ready?
Yeah. All right, let's go.
4, 5, 6.
Oh my god.
Awesome. So Trick Clown will go to the graveyard, and then we will special summon our Jackalope. Jackalope will then draw us 1 card. And that's really good. And now we can activate our Trick Clown. We can pay 1,000 life points and then special summon our good old buddy. And then here we can normal summon our Mizuki because we haven't done that yet. And look at that. All of a sudden we have 5 cards on field. Isn't that fun? Oh, we have a dice though. Now we can activate our Banshee, banishing it from our graveyard. This will activate our Zombie World directly from our deck. And now we can link 2 into our Crystron Needle Fiber, and then obviously Fiber will activate. Fiber will grab us our Glow Up Bloom directly from our deck. And now we just go for the OTK. We're just gonna link summon our Mizuki and our Bloom into our copy of Vampire Sucker. These zones are a little messed up. There we go, that's a little better. And now we can just activate the Mizuki, banishing it to special summon back our Glow Up Bloom, which will trigger our Vampire Sucker to draw us a card. Good, it's a dead card, doesn't matter anyways. And now we can link summon again into our Nightmare Unicorn. We can activate the Unicorn, discarding our Gamma that we just drew, spinning another card back. So that's 3 to 4 cards that we've already gotten rid of on our opponent's field. And now, of course, we can go 2, 3, 4 into our Boral Sword Dragon. And then obviously Bloom did hit the graveyard, so we will banish the Bloom. Special summon our copy of Doom King directly from our deck. And then if we have any other cards on our opponent's field that we need to get rid of, we can just activate the Boral Sword whenever we want. It can be in the main phase or in the battle phase, and then we can just chain Doom King to banish it. But right now, we have a 3,000, we have 28, another 28, and then Boral Sword can switch either of these cards into defense position to go in and OTK our opponent. And that's the deck. It's super simple. It doesn't have like the highest ceiling in the world, but it does play through a lot, and it's really, really fun, and it's just a really, really good rogue deck.
Yeah, obviously you can tweak it to your play style because, you know, this isn't like the perfect way to play the deck. Everyone plays things differently, but we're really happy with this version. It's hard because the format right now is kind of hot garbage, kind of cool, but it's mostly hot garbage. So you have to play a lot of cards to kind of break boards, and Blinding Second's really hard right now, but I think this deck does pretty well for what it is for a not really high tier deck. But if you want to have a good time, you like Shaddolls, you like zombies, this is the deck for you, friend. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for 20K. Don't forget the 15-hour stream is next Sunday, October 25th at about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be streaming all day. It'll be fun. There will be tournaments. There will be raffles. There will be prizes, and I mean like booster box prizes, OTS pack prizes, and more. So be sure to check out yesterday's video for more information on that.
Make sure you guys check out the links in the description box down below, which include the Imperium deck box and Big 3 deals if you guys want to pre-order any of the new product coming out or anything that's been released in the last couple of months.
And don't forget to use the code CrushCards10 for, you know, sick deals. But we love you, you matter, and we'll see you guys on Monday for whatever the heck we end up doing.
Bye, friends. Hope you guys have a spooky weekend. Wow. Okay. Ready?